It's overwhelming, the amount of panels and roundtables and conferences that are going on at the same time. So you take your book and you don't even know where to go. It's so much going on at the same time.
I chose lots of different panels. The point is sometimes you cannot even choose between them.
I think it's just generally a really well organised conference, and I think it's successful at attracting a good number of non-US academics as well, which is important.
You enter a panel and suddenly you are with people from around the world, and you discover that they have the same interests as you, that they have some of the same questions that you have.
The opportunity to meet the people that you read from the books. This is the best part of it, and interaction, networking, this is the best part.
There's a lot of authors here, so it's a great opportunity to catch up with authors and catch up on their projects really, and hopefully sign some new ones from them as well.
This is one of the biggest conferences where you can find people who study international relations and comparative politics all in one place. And these are a lot of the colleagues that I read, whose work I read, and who I teach about in class, and it's a great place to convene everyone.
It's a good place to go to understand how you present things and learn how to actually do it yourself. And present papers here is a good training for the future.
It's one of the huge opportunities that ISA presents, is to connect to people doing this kind of research. Some of them doing qualitatively, some of them doing it quantitatively, and I really get different perspectives that really enriches my own research, and I really appreciate it.
And it's good to kind of meet with academics and intellectuals who come from a different area, and we're looking for conversations. So sometimes we call those dialogues, conventions, precisely because we want to talk about conversations that bring issues of the global south to the issues in the global north.
It's definitely good for opportunities in terms of networking and encountering people and meeting new people, and definitely also exploring many publishing opportunities.
It is a very useful place to meet colleagues, to be updated on the research that goes on.
I think it's a great opportunity to do networking with people who are doing similar research or are engaged in the same questions that I am, as well as have the opportunity to present my ideas and get some feedback on the type of research that I'm doing, where the field is moving, and just get a real sense of what is happening with my own research.
For one, it's really cool that you get to meet with a lot of people that are really passionate and are really interested in what they do in sometimes very niche topics. I've met a lot of people that are interested in mediation, and now you have like a little community.
I'm looking forward to seeing friends. I'm looking forward to making new friends, and I'm looking forward to seeing collaborators and making new collaborations.
I guess presenting at my own panel, because I had the chance to hear different people give me different feedback on the things that I'm doing.
Also to see the opinions of my paper, so I can work in it to improve the results, and also to see other papers that I am interested in free trade agreements and in new partners of international relations. I think it's the best place to do that.
This week at ISA, I'm looking forward to catching up with a lot of colleagues and good friends and getting some feedback into my own work.
For me, I always enjoy seeing my colleagues who I often interact with over email, and finally getting to see them in person.
I love the Junior Scholar Symposium, where young scholars present their research and get really in-depth feedback from senior scholars in a roundtable format, and then kind of come back together and talk about what they learned from the conversation.
To see more critical scholars, to hear people with questions and criticisms of the different things that I'm engaged in, like transitional justice or reconciliation, or different things that impact my research.
The feedback that I get on papers and just thoughtful questions and discussion is what I enjoy most.
One of the hallmark times for me at ISA has been in having scholars who then, when I was young and were then as senior as I am now, really serve as good mentors. And ISA has always had a wonderful collegiality of the relationship between younger and older scholars, and that I think is significant.
I was very impressed by the fact that a lot of the scholars that we only read about, they were here, and not only were they here, they were very actively involved in the panels. And so I got a chance to interact with some of the key scholars in the field, and I appreciated that.
It's been good, you know, everyone's super nice and like kind, and it's just a fun time, and it's nice to help people, yeah.
The one panel I went to, I got to see one of my old undergraduate students who's now in a doctoral program present her research, and to see her development and see the work that she was doing and see a little bit of my own influence, and it was very gratifying.
After my first time coming here, I knew I wanted to come back because it was such a welcoming place and because I really had an opportunity to learn new things, see books in the book room I wouldn't see otherwise, and connect with people.
Well, a favorite experience is networking. Meeting people, new people actually, is what I'm interested in.
I also appreciated the feedback that I got on my paper. The discussants really took the time to read my paper and to give me good feedback. The audience also was very involved in my presentation, and this encouraged me.
I have been coming to ISA for over 40 years. So I probably first came in about 1975.
I think this is my seventh or eighth ISA conference.
I've been here for about 15 times.
I think this is somewhere around my 15th or 16th time. So I've been coming to ISA since the 2000s. So it's been a while.
It's probably the most international of the big North American conferences I go to. I think that's probably what separates it from the rest.
And it's also a good place for young people to go, for PhD candidates, master students.
It's uniquely different because it arrives lots of people from different backgrounds and some prestigious scholars.
For me, I'm interested in power and politics and health. And so other conferences focus on the epidemiology and the technical aspects. And so what's so enriching about this conference is, you know, being able to study the things that people are interested in here and to discuss those things. So power, politics, and how that works in global health.
Well, I think ISA, in terms of what I do, is quite unique, especially because of the kind of international coverage and the connections that it establishes. So it's quite different from the usual ones that I go to.
I haven't seen such a conference before, not in any part that I work on. I study energy. I happen to speak in many leading energy conferences in the world, but this one is unique.